Be that R, it be that A, it be that I, our defense bang, D, it be that E, it be that R, it be that S, on our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, just win, be that hater. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders. Give me a stack, I'ma turn it to some racks. LA didn't wanna give us our home, but LV got us on the map. That be a fact, I've let it all on silver and black. Hard Carson and Mad Max got me in, but I've been down since the 90s. You don't want the black hole, homie, don't try me. Raiders roll deep, some say that we grind me, but we bring the revenue every time we grind. And third and summon, Wallace gone. Brett Fro caught it and now he's spinning. Mariota on third, he's sprinting. R.I.P. Madden, Al Davis, and all of the Raiders fans that we lost since the beginning. It be that R, it be that A, it be that I, our defense bang, it be that E, it be that R, it be that S on our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, just win, be the hater. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders. It be that R, it be that A, it be that I, our defense bang. It be that E, it be that R, it be that S on our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, just win, be the hater. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash with a silver hat about his head and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold, and the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them for their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you down, round and upside down, and laugh when he's conquered and won.
The Raiders. We ain't no Nintendo, we never switch.
Nation, what's going on? Welcome to Fan Talk Friday. Hopefully we get a couple more people up in here. But happy Friday, everybody. Hope you guys had a good week. Very productive. But I got a good panel in here today. Got some of my OGs. And I got a newcomer in here, man. So we'll have a little bit of fun, y'all. Let's talk about it. Yo, welcome to Protect the Show podcast. It's your boy Chris, where my opinions might not always be popular, but they'll always be authentic. Man, first week of training camp. Y'all, we got some stuff to talk about. Got my OG in the building. Big Daddy, what's up, man?
What's happening, brothers? Good to be back, man. I'm juiced.
Hey, man, I'm glad to have you, man. You looking good in that shirt, man.
I'm trying to represent, man.
I see, man. I see you used to be a model back in the day. You still got it.
I still got it, Daddy. I might be the oldest. I might be the oldest right in the park, but I still got the longest line.
Got the longest line, man. Got the longest line for sure. And the Queen's in the building. Queen V, what's up?
Happy Friday, Raider Nation.
Happy
How you
Friday.
doing?
I see you got your white on today.
Yes, I do. I'm just happy. I'm just happy. Happy we're starting. I am like thrilled. This is my everything. This is my life right now.
Oh, for sure. And how's the weather out there? Is it still stupid hot?
Yeah, right now I say it's like 110, 107. But
That's
hey,
crazy.
I'm in AC all day, so I'm good. I don't care.
That's crazy. I feel you. And last but not least, so I had to get one of my Ohio boys in here, man. Got my boy Steve Bobo. A lot of people know him as RaiderZilla.
What up,
Steve,
though, y'all? What
how
up,
you doing,
though?
man?
All right, man. OH.
I-O.
Yes, sir.
You know, I shouldn't say that because I don't even like the Buckeyes, but I'm representing
Man,
the state
on.
of Ohio.
Wow. Okay, bro. I'll let you have that one, though.
Hey, you see my shirt though? You know, you see,
Oh.
you say got the Ohio with the Raiders in it. And
Yes,
I see your
sir.
shirt, yeah.
That's RaiderZilla shirt.
RaiderZilla went. Are those on sale now? I know.
They'll be on sale here now, man. Like I said, guys, just hit me on my hit me inbox. Let me know the sizes, then we'll get you taken care of.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I'm glad to have you on the show, my guy.
Thank you, my friend.
I got the Shield Squad in the building. So I got my boy, My Dog's Podcast is my other boy from Ohio, man. Cleveland Browns fan. Got a nice up and coming podcast for anyone that like the Browns. That's my dog.
Okay.
Got Jesse in the building. What's up, Jesse? How you doing, man? Let's see. We got Imperfect Believers. Okay, so it's my guy I met from TikTok, man. Salute. Thank you guys. Thank you for checking me out. Got my boy MC Raider in the building, man. I know my boy MC Raider always tap in. I appreciate it, my guy. Appreciate it. Got my girl Spicy Raider. What's happening? Man, Spicy, that's my dog, man. Me and her actually are getting ready to do a Wednesday show, starting probably next week or so. But Spicy's a savage. I ain't gonna say why she's a savage. She knows why she's a savage, man. But she made this fake Raider fan tuck his tail yesterday. Oh man, I might have to drop the link. That is my girl. So MC Raider heading to training camp this Tuesday and celebrating his 40th on Wednesday. That's what's up. Shout out MC Raider. If you guys are not following him, make sure you guys follow him on YouTube. Also follow Spicy too, man. Spicy, she definitely has a lot of good stuff. My boy JB in the building. What's going on, JB? D Menace, what's up, man? So I appreciate all you guys stopping in, man. So, but to the panel, man. So one thing I kind of want to start off with, man. Lester Hayes not being a finalist in the Hall of Fame, man. That is absolutely ridiculous. By far, he's one of the greatest of all time. You got somebody that's a 3-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler. He's been retired for 37 years. What's going on, man? Is it just a stick 'em? Big Daddy, I know you got a lot of history, man. What's your thoughts on that, man? To me, that's criminal.
He should have been in there a long time ago. And to me, the way he played, it's not so much the stick 'em thing.
Yeah.
And I never bought into the bias against us because we got so many Hall of Famers in there. However, the last couple of years, when I saw Cliff Branch finally get in, even though he had better stats than some of these guys that are on that, but then Mr. Branch had already passed.
Right.
And I don't want to see Lester have the same treatment where by the time he goes in, he's no longer with us. But hands down, the way he played, I don't care if it was you could, like Atkinson and then people and Tatum, you could put your hands on him a little bit more. But that was the game. That was the game back then, man. And he was a leader, and he helped us get those Lombardis. He should definitely be in there, man.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. To me, that's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, and like you say, man, it's like man, that they wait until it's too late. It's just it's crazy. It's crazy. Bobo, what you think, man?
I kind of agree with you on that one. It seems like every time one of our guys pass away, that's older, one of the older guys for old squads, and they know they should be in there, just like Lester Hayes should be in there. They wait till they pass away, and they won't give it to him then. I'm not saying it's bad. He deserves it. Yeah, deserves it. Go in. Any way you can get in. But to have him pass away, then pass the torch to him, that's not right, man. I really believe it's always something against the Raiders somewhere down the line. Somebody always has to put their hands in something to try to mix up the pot. Always.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous because you can't have a list of, the 30 best DBs, 25 best DBs and not have them on there. You just can't.
Right.
So I just think it's ridiculous, man. And it's crazy. Queen V, what's your thoughts? You know anything about the judge?
I read up a little bit on them, and it is true. I think it's because we are the Raiders, and they always do the same thing. I know a lot of them that have passed, and they never they never make it, or it's like afterwards. It sucks the way that system is, but what can we do?
100%.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's I can't lie, because for some reason I just had it in my mind. I'm like, man, this will be the year. Just kind of looking at some of those other semifinalists, man, it's like there's no way he can not be in it. But we're talking about 37 years since he's been retired,
Right.
and then then each year there's going to be a new class, and of course, it's going to get to the point where he's going to be forgotten. So it's I don't know, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Jason Freedy in the building, man. What's going on? Thank you for pulling up, my guy, Oakland original. But yeah, man. So I don't know. The Hall of Fame, man. Sometimes, at some point, man, it just seemed like it's just, I don't know, man. It doesn't have that same spark that it used to, man. Because now it seems like it's getting political and all
I agree with you.
That's what it is. It's rigged.
I agree with you 100%.
Rigged against the Raiders. That's what it is.
It is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Let me throw this 2 tidbits in, Daddy. When you think of 24, you think about Woodson, you think about Willie Brown, 23, of course, Jordan. But when you think Raider football, 37, hands down, Lester Hayes.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Down. And what has happened over the years, because I watched the inductions every summer when these guys go in the Hall of Fame, and they make great speeches and all that. But those 70 and 80 teams of Oakland and Pittsburgh, half on each team belong in the Hall of Fame. And I don't want to get into an Oakland Pittsburgh thing, but every year you see the Jack Hams and
always
Bradshaws and all those guys go in.
Those guys are getting in.
At the same time, too, even though Pete Rozelle's not there no more, and all those heavy hitters, man, from the old days and all that, Al Davis, sued the NFL, went to LA, did all that stuff. Is that vendetta still against his beloved team?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I don't know, man. Raider Ben, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming through. But yeah, I don't know. And just from my boy, My Dog's podcast, who beat him out. I didn't even see who the finalists were this year. But still, regardless of who it was, man, there's no way that he cannot be on that list. There's no way. Like he changed how the game was played. I mean, I don't know. I mean, because they talk about the stick 'em, but Freddie B had to stick 'em too.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know, man. It's just don't make no sense to me, man. So, but anyway, so enough about that, man. Training camp 2023 is here. I'm so glad we can stop talking about the same old narratives, so we can kind of move on to some different stuff. For one, we don't have to talk about our former quarterback, but we can talk about. We could talk about.
You need to take a drink for that.
I didn't say his name. I'm just saying our former quarterback. So what I am saying is Jimmy passed the physical. He's out. He was practicing. Some definitely strong praise Jimmy's been getting from some of the teammates, man. So this was one thing that I saw that was said by my man Max, man. It's like, hey, man, he's like, Jimmy's already talking shit. He's literally before practice started talking already. He said he loves it. That's the kind of guy you want to compete against. I love seeing that, man. I love seeing that because Max is an ultimate competitor, and for him to already have that respect for Jimmy, and that's one thing you hear across the board is Jimmy gets respect from his teammates,
right?
No matter where he's been, no matter who it is, Jimmy gets that respect. So just seeing that coming from Mad Max, what's your think? What do you think about it, Queen V?
The Italian Stallion, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to put it out there. I mean, if I weren't, that's the point. That's what you want. If they feel like that already, then that's a good thing. That's a good start. and we'll see from here what happens, and hopefully it all goes good. We're going Super Bowl, baby. Remember I told you.
Yeah, you said it first. Big Daddy, what do you think, man? What's your thoughts? I love hearing stuff like this, man.
For Mad Max to already call him his dog, not only is that complimentary, but he never said that about the last guy, number 4. And no disrespect to number 4 because he's on the other side of the fence now. But everybody leads a different way. And Jimmy, wherever he goes, he brings his Jimmy swag wherever he goes, man. And
Right.
he's got the gift of influence and the gift of leadership, man. So to me, yeah, everybody talks about his health and all that. Very, very likable young man. And that makes a big difference because to me, that offensive line that's coming back again, and it's going to be stronger than last year. We were pretty good last year. They're going to block for him, and he's going to do his quick reads and what have you. And I'm excited that the team has taken him on, and he's not being phony, and he's leading by example. And of course, in practice, get that rust off of him and do his thing with Devontae and all the rest of those heavy hitters, man.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. To be honest, when we first got Jimmy, I wasn't super thrilled. To be quite honest, I just got to keep it real, man. But the more that I hear about him, and actually, Big Daddy, you probably you know more than me because your wife is a diehard 49er fan, so you know more about him than I do. But more I learn about him, man, the more that I'm starting to like him. I don't know if I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever, but it's I'm hearing a lot of good things. It's all about just making sure he stays healthy at this point.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
How you feel, Bobo?
I feel that if offensive line protects him and they give him his time, I think he'll be all right. Everybody wants to say, well, no, he's glass, or if he's gonna fall, he's gonna break. We gave him I gave him 6 games and he'll be out for the season, whatsoever. So don't burn him up like that, man. If he goes in, just say if he wins us, gets us to the at least to the AFC, get us to a playoff game and win it, then everybody's whole reputation will like, you know what? We should have kept. He's the man. We got to resign. Make sure we keep him. But see, the whole thing is, we have to ride with him now.
Have to
ride with him now. Open up your hands and say, look, man, that's my quarterback. As cowgirls used to say, that's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback, man. That's my quarterback. Right. That's all it is. It's our quarterback.
We got to ride with him, man. We got to ride with him. So
we're so quick to judge right away. I mean, I get it that, you have to give it that chance. I mean, he's here.
That's right.
There's no other choice. You gotta go for it. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, there's no other way of doing it. I mean, that's
no, I agree. Do you guys? So of course, there's always his health that we're thinking about, and when McDaniels had his press conference the other day, he basically said Jimmy's not going to have any restrictions. However, they said they're going to be smart with how they bring him back, and they're going to make sure they do it the right way. So of course today, Jimmy actually didn't practice. Half of Raider Nation lost their mind. To me, it's a whole bunch of nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, he's just now getting back there. There's no reason to burn anyone out over here in July, man.
Well, you think about 2 quarterbacks going down already.
Right.
The Bengals quarterback went down, and what's his name on DB in Miami.
Right.
He went down. So then we've all been up here talking about, oh, he's hurt. See, that's why we just signed him. Come on, man. Let's be real.
Give time with him. Yeah, take him time.
Takes time in it.
And honestly, man,
that's right.
Yeah, and give those other guys some reps, man. It's not going to hurt to give O'Connell some reps. At the end of the day, I don't think that Hoyer's going to necessarily need the reps. Let's give O'Connell all the reps he can, because at the end of the day, once things get up and going, those second and third string guys aren't going to get those reps, man. So let's see what they got now, man.
That's right. I agree with you.
You know what, Daddy? Many, many years ago, another San Francisco quarterback got kicked to the curb, and we picked him up for $100. Jimmy Plunkett. Okay,
yes, sir.
That's right.
And here it is. Fast forward to now. Okay, we got another young man that got kicked to the curb. They drafted Trey Lance. They told him go practice in another field with the ball boy, and he never badmouthed his previous organization, man. You know, and he was always there as a mentor. And a lot of other guys would have did an AB, Antonio Brown, and went bonkers and really trashed the organization. But he was classy when he signed with them, you know, after coming from the Pats, classy when he left, and he takes his class wherever he goes. To me, you never know with Big Daddy because, you know, we don't know what's, you know, there's a lot of people. I wasn't excited about getting him too, but I was excited about letting go of number 4 because I had up to here with him. You know what I mean? I would have took anybody but him. I know Jimmy's not going to, on 4th down, collapse in the pocket like a baby, you know, like a in a fetal position, like the last guy. He's not going to throw it to the sideline like the last guy. But one thing I'll say this about Jimmy. In watching him play with his previous team when he was really rolling, because I watched a lot of those games because of my wife's team, he is super accurate between the hash marks.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Super accurate. And he's accurate to the perimeter, and he loves the tight end. Now, when he's got to throw the deep ball, you know, that's a different story.
Struggles. Yeah, he struggles.
That one I would call it 50-50 that it's going to hit. But to me, as long as he, you know, learns the system and shake off the rust and all that, and at the same time, I know he's going to be a good mentor for O'Connell. Let's roll that way, man. And at the same time, too, we as Raider fans have to put up with fellow Raider fans that want him to fail, unfortunately.
Exactly right.
Yeah, that's what drives me crazy because I know most of you guys tuned in last week to the show, man, and that's kind of where I started off. Was like, you know, what's a real fan and a fake fan, and I just, you know, regardless, you know, when we again, I tell myself we're not going to talk about the previous quarterback, but it's like, okay, when he was here, I rooted for him. Now, when it was all over and done, I was like, okay, I'm ready to move on. But there was never a point where I wanted him to fail ever. You know, even back in the Jamarcus Russell days, I didn't want him to fail.
Right.
Quarterback I ever wanted to fail ever, you know, and I'm never wanted us to tank. I never want, so like I just don't even understand how someone can even say that they're a fan and for one want to tank and two want to root against even your coach or your quarterback. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. So, you know, that whole real fake fan, that I got a feeling that's going to be a narrative all year. And Spicy's right. Spicy was able to sniff out a fake fan yesterday, man.
That's funny.
Oh man, that was hilarious, man. But yeah, it's just I don't know, man. That just drives me nuts, man. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, because I say also, man. I mean to cut you off, but like I said, when you put the shield on a jersey, no matter whose number it is, no matter what quarterback it is, whoever it's going to be, you're a Raider, and that's how that goes. That's it.
Yeah, like even when we got AB, I was happy about AB, man. Like no matter who it was, man. No matter who it was, I don't know, man. I just don't get it.
I mean, I've had a lot of people tell me, "Oh, what should I do with this jersey?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What you should do? Just keep it. I mean, he played for us.
That's a good thing. That's right.
I have mine put away. That's it. Just leave it there. Yeah. I mean, he played for us for 9 years. It's fine. You know, it's like nothing's gonna happen. You know, but it's just I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
You know what, Queen V? How ironic you said that. Somebody asked me the other day, Big Daddy, what should I do with my number 4 jersey? I go, do what I did. I use it now to check my oil in the car.
Crazy. You crazy. Spicy had a good yeah, man. Yeah. You only do that with the AB jersey. I don't care what you do with that jersey. For real, man.
Or Randy Moss's jersey.
Yeah, Randy pissed me off too, man.
Yes, sir.
But at least he went out there a little bit. But man, well, Spicy got or actually that's Leo. Leo's actually chilling with Spicy at they both went to camp today. So after what happened to Joe, I'm good with resting Jimmy. I feel it. I feel the same way, man. There's no reason to get him out there all early, man. So
right.
My dog's podcast, I heard they could be lying about that physical. They better not be.
Right.
They better not be.
Yeah.
Jack
Right.
Kenna, time will tell. We will see. Only hoping for the best for Jimmy G. I appreciate it, man. That's how we need to be.
Yes, sir.
How we need to be, man. It's wild. Big Earn, what's going on? OJ Raider, what's going on? How you doing? How you guys doing? Again, thanks for coming in. So, another thing, still sticking with the training camp. Marcus Peters in the building, officially signed. I know there was a lot of talk about it. How do you guys feel about Peters being a Raider? Let's start with you, Bobo.
I know what I feel pretty good about it, man. Like I said, anybody can give the experience for these young guys that's coming in behind him. For him to learn from him, that's something good. But we don't have that experience anymore. Like C-Dub is gone, so that hurts. We don't have that mentor of someone that can teach these young guys of how to react to people, especially because he likes to talk that stuff. He's always been the one to talk that stuff. So he can also let people know, look, they're gonna say this to you, and this is what I would say to you. So eat it up and put it in the game and hit him hard. What Al say, hit him hard, put him in the dirt. That's what you're supposed to do, man. I like him. Because he's gonna bring a whole new atmosphere to the back end of the defense.
No, I agree. I agree 1,000%, man. I think you bring up a good point, because if you think about when we got Woodson, we got him older, the second time around, and Woodson always was known as someone that took chances, and he would get beat. At the end of the day, there would be times that Woodson would get beat, and he was known for getting beat because he took them chances. But the thing is, Woodson was all about getting that ball out. If you watch Woodson play, if there's a guy, instead of just trying to make a regular tackle, Woodson's going for the ball. He's trying to dig that ball out. He's not trying to pop you or nothing. He's going straight for that ball, man. And that's just, and I think Marcus Peters is the same way. He's a ball hawk. He wants that ball. Will he get beat on double moves sometime? Yeah, he will. We're going to be pissed off a few times a year because he's going to get beat on the out and up. Yep. He's going to bite on a pump fake and get beat. That's just the nature of who he is. But on the flip side, he's going to be right a couple times when he sees he watching the quarterback's eyes and he jumps a route, and he's going to get some pick sixes. That's just who he is, man. So, what do you think, Queen V?
I mean, I'm glad we have him. And like he said, he's older and he's going to show the younger guys, a little bit of what he knows. And, and I seen his interview, and he's really happy to be home, and I honestly think, that he's going to be a big help. I honestly believe that he will. He'll be a big help, hoping the best for him too.
I agree. I think OJ Raider, he heard your comment, V, about the Italian stallion. Sounds like a porn name. Oh man, Jimmy G going, man.
He would know then. How does he know?
What?
Shout out to Jimmy, man. Jimmy like the women, and the women like Jimmy, man. I ain't mad at him. Man. Shout out to Jimmy.
VIP of the Pussycat Lounge.
Right, I ain't mad at him, man. Go ahead. Adrian, thank you for joining us. Change the nameplate. There's a new number 4. Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
True. You don't got to use it for oil, Big Daddy. Just change that nameplate, man.
That's right.
Too late.
Too late. Marcus Peters is an excellent player, but let's not miss the fact that he can be cancerous. I think the young Marcus Peters, but I think as he gets older, because people actually said that about Woodson. People thought, Woodson was known for kind of having a bad attitude in the beginning as well. But I think that comes with maturity. He wants to be a Raider. That's a childhood team.
He's home.
I don't think it's gonna be a problem, honestly.
Yeah.
Town Biz, exactly. Number 24, Town Biz for sure.
That's right.
So man, it's just shout out the Raider Rundown, man. That's my guy who was on with me last week. Peters of the culture signing to time to get back to that nasty Raider. Yeah, we need that.
Yes, sir.
We need that. Somebody that's going to fear. Somebody's going to hold everybody accountable. That's I'm all for that. I'm all for that. How you feel about Peters, Big Daddy?
You know what? I got a crazy take. My take is this way. I got the same feeling of Peters that I did of when we saw him Marshawn. I wasn't I wasn't for it, but I wasn't against it because I thought Marshawn, not that we had great chemistry and culture at the time, but I was like this, right? And we had a young team back in Oaktown. Marshawn came in, embraced Oakland, represented Oakland really well, and he balled out. Now with Peters, if you would have told me he would have signed with somebody else, I wasn't losing no sleep. But now I've embraced the idea of him being with us, being a mentor. We didn't pay him crazy money, and it's not my money. I'm not tripping. But he is, in my opinion, got a lot of mileage on him. And now, even though we're not playing in Oaktown, he's wearing his favorite team colors when he was a young buck. So now, if he's going to go out with the band, why not go out wearing your favorite team's colors and ball out? So to me, just like number 10, Jimmy, I'm opening it up for Peters to say, okay, come and do your thing. But at the same time, during preseason, I'm going to be cautious of putting him on wide receiver 1, even though wide receiver 1 is not going to play in preseason. But once the season starts, if he's not, ahead of Hobbs and Duke Shelley and them people, then we'll put him on the second or third receiver, and he can continue doing the teaching and mentoring. But I know Patrick Graham will do all that. But to me, even if we only have him for 1 year, so he can bring ball hawking on the squad that we need and give us an edge that's been lacking, because very quickly, everybody talked smack about us when we went to LA and came back saying we got too Hollywoody. Well, now that we're in Vegas, same thing. I don't want us to be too Vegasy. Let's get in there, and even though we're not called Oakland anymore, give back to that Oakland smash mouth football, and just even if we got to take a penalty every now and then, but you know what? Instead of getting beat over and over again, we gotta bring it on the defensive end, big guy.
I agree. No, that's actually a good take, man, because they did consider us, that the Hollywood, back in the LA days, even though if they went to the stadium and to them games, they know there was nothing Hollywood about it. But but no, that's actually a real good take. And I really think we need somebody that just has a dog mentality, at the end of the day. And again, we're going to be upset. He's going to get beat sometimes, but it's not going to be for lack of trying. He's going to get beat on jumping a route, and so be it. He'll win some, he'll lose some. I mean, he'll just have to be smart with it. But I'm okay with it. But looks like. Oh, and by the way, my boy Raider Rundown. Make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel. He's up and coming, got some good content. Real good dude, man.
Okay.
Big Daddy. So Jack Hanna got a question for you. Charles Woodson or Old Man Willie? As a fan since 75, he loves them both. But who do you prefer?
Oh, Seawood all day, man.
Woo! Seawood all day?
Seawood all day, bro.
What's your thoughts behind it? Because you watch them both play.
Yeah. I mean, Willie Brown originally was with Denver. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Davis picked him up. He came in here, and before you know it, he wore a gold jacket. And from the gold jacket, he went to heaven. He represented us really, really well. But the one thing about Woodson that's near and dear to my heart, he came from Michigan, your school, partied up. He knows he partied up.
Yeah.
And didn't watch film, didn't take it seriously. And he could have been out of the league. And the best thing he could have done was go sign with Green Bay.
Yeah, see how champions work.
No clubs over there. I'm sure they got a couple of clubs, but not no Oakland party life. He got more serious about watching film and being a leader. And then what does he do instead of finishing it over there?
Came back
bought
home.
a round-trip ticket to Oaktown, and he came back. And that last game that he played, where he holds his hands up like this, and he tells
iconic.
Yep.
And he tells all 60,000 of us, "I'll always be with you." That still makes my eyes watery, Daddy.
Yeah. No, that's fire. For sure. Shout out to Port, my man Port in the building. He has a good show as well, man. He definitely check him out. But
Okay.
you know, as Jesse said, you know, we need more turnovers on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, at the end of the day, that's it. I mean, that's what it boils down to. So I'm good with the Peters thing. I'm good with it. So so what's you guys' thoughts of him wearing 24? Do you guys have an issue with it? Me personally, I don't.
Nope, I don't.
Nope, I don't.
If Mike Huff can wear it and Abrams can wear it, anybody can wear it in my book.
Right.
You know.
Well, he was classy, Daddy, asking C. Wood for it.
I did like that.
But when you wear that 24, you know, you can't be a medium or low baller. You gotta bring it, man. You gotta bring it, man.
He knows he's gonna bring it. He's gonna bring it though. I really believe he's gonna bring it. He knows he has to.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. I mean, that's just how it's going to have to be. Definitely. So going in, you know, sticking to the training camp, you know, so what are some of the position battles you guys are interested in? I know, you know, I always like to ask the panel that. So, you know, to me, one thing about this team, we have a lot more depth than before. You know, it's not like we're just depending on one or two guys. I think, you know, across the board, we're starting to build some depth there. So if there's some injuries, and plus it's just good for overall competition. Is there a certain position that you guys are looking for, like a battle that you're like, you want to see what's going to happen? Me personally, I'm curious to see how the wide receivers are going to shake out, you know, especially towards the bottom of the depth chart. You know, the guys like, you know, the Cam Smiths and, you know, Philip Dorsett's and stuff like that. And also I want to see, you know, Bobo, I know you love that offensive line play, man. So I'm wondering what's going to happen on the right side of the line, you know, that right guard position. You know, what's going to happen there. But so let me start with you, Bobo. What are you looking for as far as the position battles?
I really want to see the undrafted free agent we got. The two guys that we got. I can't remember the one from. I want to see what they do. I see slip on them at the guard. Because we need some new blood at that right guard. I think a right tackle I think he's going to be solid.
Illuminar again.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay. But I like the boy from Ohio State. You know, I hope he gets some playing time too.
Mumford, yeah. He got a lot of snaps in for a for a rookie. So you know he was thrown out to the wolves, and hopefully, to me, I think it's all about you know, getting stronger. You know, a lot of those second-year players, you know, they get a chance to go through a full strength and conditioning program and stuff like that. I think that's going to be huge. Big Daddy, what about you, man?
Daddy, that's a very, very easy question for me, and that's the defensive line. Crosby is Crosby, and you know, I think next week they're going to fit him early for a gold jacket. But man, between those young bucks tackles, and then young man that lost some weight and his career's on the line, Chandler, and last but not least, Tyree Wilson. If those guys can put pressure on the Charger quarterback, on Mahomes, on Russell the Bus Wilson, and the rest of those jabronis, I truly believe if we can put pressure like we haven't in a long time, you, me, Queen V, and Bobo can play DB and get some INTs, man.
Oh, yeah. We can cover anybody for a second.
Right.
Anything over a second, I'm in trouble.
Daddy, but when Kyler Murray and Mahomes scramble for 2.5 hours and I take a shower and have breakfast and he's still scrambling, come on, man.
Yeah, that was tough to watch, man.
Defensive line for me, Daddy.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. Queen V, what do you think? You got anyone that you're looking at besides Jimmy G, the Italian stallion?
I should have never said that, damn it. I'm gonna stop hearing this. But I think I to me it's overall and everything, defense, offense, you know, I just wanna, I think once the preseason starts, and like I've said before, I'm just waiting for that first game, you know, to see where we actually stand. And I know before you've asked me, oh, you know, where do you think, you know, we're going to, you know, be at, you know, this season, and, you know, what are we going to end up in? once we know who's coming and who's staying,
Yeah.
you know, they basically have to want it, you know, and I know that's what they're going to do. They're going to play their hearts out, and whoever stays, and whoever got to go, and we go on. And I'm just watching a little bit of everything. I can't really say right now, okay, this, you know. It's
no, I agree.
Because we have faults in every area. So I just hope that, like I said, I'm hoping for Super Bowl.
That linebacker, though, the linebackers are kind of worried about, man. The linebackers, and who's going to cover that? Because going to cover that tight end, it comes out the back for number, you know, the one from KC. That tight end always kills us every year. I just want somebody kills us every year. I need somebody particularly just to have him.
Yeah.
He just have to step up, basically, you know, and
right.
For sure. Yeah, I know. Ern just said, linebacker remains a position of concern. It does.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, I think we're putting a lot of pressure on Diablo. You know, I think he's our best linebacker, but he's still learning how to be a linebacker. You know,
yes,
at the end of the day, he's coming from, you know, transitioning from a safety. So, you know, that's definitely an area of concern for sure. But yeah, I definitely
and the running back atmosphere too. I'm worried about that now.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Jack Hanna, you know, he's talking about the DBs. You know, Peters number 1, Jacarian Bennett number 2, Hobbs in the slot. You know, calling it now rotation on both 1 and 2 for a breather. No, that's. I mean, I really want to see Bennett get some more reps. I think I heard today Hobbs. I don't think Hobbs practiced today, so I think it was Peters and Brandon Faison that had the ones reps today. So, and again, Brandon Faison was a guy who had some. He played well for us, you know, under Gus Bradley. So, you know, he's another guy that's going to be fighting for a position. So I'm interested to see. Big Daddy, Spicy wants to know, are you coming through for the party at Ricky's?
For the Denver game?
Yeah.
Lock me in.
Or are you going to the game?
No. I got to give Denver a break, you know, because I'm going to be in Buffalo the following week and then for the home opener in Pittsburgh, but I'm kind of Denvered out. But if she's putting it together at Ricky's, I'm there.
Yeah, man, for sure. I know last time I talked to her, I know there's I think you got to have tickets, so it doesn't cost anything, but I'm sure she can put you on the side because I know they don't want to get to capacity where they'll stop letting people in.
Okay.
But cool. Yeah, so that's cool. But yeah, anyone that's in that area, man, definitely go to Ricky's for that season opener. Spicy Raider Girl and them are having a good party there, so that should be good stuff.
Cool.
Let's see. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the injuries across the league? You know, it's a big talk about Joe Burrow with the calf strain. I guess it's a grade 1, so they're saying that he'll probably be out a few weeks. And then we have Jalen Ramsey who hurt his knee, and he'll probably be out. You know.
MCL tore MCL.
Yeah, so they said through December at least, and that might be
big blow.
Yeah,
that's
so
a huge blow.
So what do you guys think? So that always makes me think. You know, everyone has that debate on, you know, how important is preseason. You know, this is not even preseason; this is just camp. But you know, what do you guys want to see as far as the preseason with the starters? I know last year starters really didn't play besides Jacobs. Do you guys like that approach, or do you think that they should kind of get out there, kind of get their feet wet a little bit? To me, it can go either way because you really just don't know when that injury bug will hit you. What do you think, Big Daddy?
You know what? If it was up to me, but it's not up to me, I would play the starters a minimum of 2 series, the first 2 games. Then the last game, you see them taking a break. But what's happening, man, it's a copycat league. So everybody gets spooked out. Now, what happened to Burrow, I don't like to see that to happen to anybody. But you can best believe Jimmy will not take 1 snap in preseason.
Yeah.
Devontae will not take a snap in preseason. And I just, you know, but the good thing, I mean, the good thing about it, we get to see McConnell, get to see Sam Webb, Drake Thomas, the undrafted people, all that. So I'm really cool with that. But these guys, and I'm talking about jobs are on the line, GMs and coaches, you invest some serious money in a Crosby and an Aaron Donald and people like that, and look at Jalen Ramsey, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden they have a freak accident.
It's crazy.
Imagine if Crosby tore an ACL.
Oh man,
we're done. We're done on defense, so we have to protect our assets, Daddy.
I agree with you 100% on that one. That's a great point. You're right.
Yeah, no, I agree too. I agree. I think but then it's like on the flip side, man. I honestly, if someone would get hurt, and you don't want them to get hurt, but I'll rather them get hurt when the bullets are flying on a game that matters. Because honestly, like if you think back, like remember when even when Carr got hurt in 2016.
Oh yeah,
he was in there when really he shouldn't have been in there. We were pounding those guys, and he was still in there, and he shouldn't have been.
right.
And I'm trying to think, even when Gannon got hurt against the Ravens, were we winning that game, if I remember correctly? When Saragusa jumped on him, you remember that, Big Daddy?
Yeah, you know what? I think we were like up 6-0 or whatever, and the Goose, God rest his soul, pounced them.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember. Next thing you know, Shannon Sharp's going 90 yards the other way. I think we lost 13-6, whatever it was, and I went home. I went home with my head down, straight to the Patron bottle, man.
Yeah,
but let me say this real quick, Daddy, about preseason and our starters.
Yeah,
because everybody copies not playing your starters. The last 3 to 4 Septembers, watching red zone highlights across the field. Not that I'm watching all the games because I'm not, but I'm checking it out. Our sloppiest football across the league is in September, as far as penalties and people getting beat and all that.
Yeah,
they're actually using September as their real preseason for the starters. Now, that is good and bad because you get your sloppiness out. But the good is when we got to play Buffalo and at Denver, and especially at Buffalo, we catch Buffalo before they become Buffalo, and maybe we can steal something. And likewise with the Chargers, that fourth game.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. Like I said, I can see both ways, honestly. But yeah, me personally, I'd say rest them. Because plus one thing I do like that they're doing, they're getting those joint practices. So I know we're doing a joint practice with the Niners, and I forgot who's the other team. Are we doing the Rams again?
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I think it's the Rams. Yeah, so I think it's just the Rams and the
Rams and 49ers.
Yeah, and the 49ers. Okay. Yeah. And honestly, I like that better because you can still get some kind of live reps, but it's in more of a controlled setting. So those are where Jimmy can get some reps, and Devontae can do some one-on-ones against their best corners and stuff like that. Right. So they can get some good work in there, and you ain't got to worry about people really flying around and any blind side hits or any stupid stuff like that.
I mean, even then, you can step wrong or go this way. It could happen. It's the sad shit about it is it can happen.
Yeah, no matter what. Honestly, if you look at how Joe Burrow got hurt, he literally was just scrambling out the pocket. And those are the worst ones when it's like a non-contact injury. Those really when it's bad, man.
Yeah, I seen that. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mother Moon in the building. What's up, Mother Moon? But yeah, I don't know. It's just something to think about. So there was a report from Fox Sports saying that they predict Devontae will want a trade to the Jets. He later shut that down, but I'm like, I'm so tired of just some of these daggone and again, I think it's just because it's the off season, but people just run with anything. But what are your thoughts on, these media groups just saying whatever, man? I think at some point they got to be held accountable, man. Like people need to stop, listening. They need to people want to cancel everyone else, cancel some of these fake media sources.
I agree with you 100%. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I heard, I talked to some Raider fans, and they were telling me that, he's probably just going to be here a year, and then, he'll probably want to take off anyways and follow number 4. And I'm the one that said I didn't want to mention his name. I still did it anyways. From number 4, or go somewhere else. And I'm like, no, I go, where are you guys getting your story? I don't understand that. But you know how people are, they're going to talk no matter what. And until we hear it from the horse's mouth, then we'll know. You know, I just see it that way.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Hey, see, so you done started something, Queen V. So now you got Mother Moon talking about everybody got an eye on Jimmy G. So y'all done started something, man.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Oh no.
Here we go.
Oh man. But
he's a VIP, man. Keep telling y'all.
Yeah. Big Daddy, what do you think about some of these fake media, man? And you know, I think it's just irresponsible.
You know what? They get behind a microphone, dress decent, haircut, blah, blah, blah. But they really, really, really don't know our team. They don't know the salary cap ramifications. You don't trade somebody and eat $28 million this year.
Like that.
Doesn't have $28 million opening to take that salary. So when they make statements like that, you know, to me, they really, really don't know football, but they make a living saying that, stirring the pot, and unfortunately, some of Raider Nation doesn't know what I just said a couple of seconds ago. They get anxiety thinking that, you know, JJ8 wants out, Devontae wants out, blah, blah, blah. And all it takes is for one negative guy to have a negative party, and then everything goes in uproar. And that's why I always say to myself 2 things. A, give me a break. And B, I got 24 hours in front of me. I'm not going to waste my 24 hours with somebody like that.
I agree, man.
I agree. Great point. Great point.
Right. Yeah. What do you think, Bobo? You in the same boat, or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree 100% on that, man. You just can't believe everything you read.
Right.
You know, it's like I said, it's like you said, there's a whole lot of haters out there, no matter who it is. They're gonna say something. You know, like I thought that when number 4 left, I said, well, I was hearing and I was starting to kind of believing that Ab was gonna leave too. I said, man, why would he leave? He's getting money. He wanted to be there anyway.
Right.
So why would he leave? Just because he left? They can still be friends. They can still hang out all season. They make enough money and travel, see each other whenever they want to. So come on now. Let's just
it's silly.
They ain't married.
It's silly, man. That's like some middle school games, man. Like, you know,
Right.
just because your best friend's on recess, you want to go on recess too. Like Devontae is a grown man with a family,
right?
A family from the West Coast. Like, what is he going to be doing chasing another grown man over? You know, that's just crazy to me. Like, I just for people to even think little stupid stuff, I try not to even think about it.
You can't, man.
So here's a question for the panel. So do you think Robert Spillane can hang with Kelsey? I don't. I'm hoping we can hold his own. You know, I agree. I think that you know, I mean, honestly, I don't think nobody can really hang with Kelsey. Honestly, I mean, not just anyone on our roster, but you know, Kelsey's going down as one of the best ever. But you know, I think the point he's trying to make is, you know, we need to get our linebackers together. But what do you guys think? You guys, you know, in the same boat as far as, you know, rolling with our current linebackers? Do we need to go get somebody? What's up with that?
Only thing I can see if a linebacker come out of retirement is Ray Lewis. That'll be the only one I can see. Ray Lewis, that's about it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, Kelsey's built different, man. That boy's fire. What do you think, Big Daddy?
You know what? The present linebackers that we have, Spillane took Perryman's place. Spillane, you know, from when I did my homework, very good against the run, below average in coverage. All right. And then we got the rookie Bernie. And then, in my opinion, whether it's Hobbs or Bennett or somebody fast and physical on the tight ends, because the way we've been doing it, it hasn't worked because, as young man said, Kelsey's open 24/7. You know, like
sure.
Yeah.
They might have changed his number to 7-11 because he's always open. But the bottom line is, I don't like the last few years. I don't care who was the coach. When we got beat, our DBs and linebackers would look at each other.
Yeah, confused.
Yeah, broken coverage.
Yeah.
Okay. And to me, if we start off like that the first half of the year, but I'm a positive guy. The fall guy is going to be Pat Grant,
Oh yeah,
not
McDaniel.
Coach Josh.
Yeah.
So
I
to
agree with
me, I'll say this, man. You know, talent is talent, and other teams have more talent than we do, and we might have some more talent than other teams. But as long as they are where they're supposed to be, it's like last year, Sam Webb, for undrafted guy, did excellent. One
Yep.
of the last games of the season, he got beat by a beautiful throw. Other than that, he balled.
I agree.
But there was some times we had some guys that got beat by 10 yards, or you know, I'm tired of saying Kelsey. Somebody else was in the end zone, and they were by themselves. You know, but we didn't help matters because we didn't have no pass rush. So it goes on and on, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
I agree with you. That's 100%.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's a good point. My boy Port Raider said, you know, I wouldn't mind getting Miles Jack or Deion Jones in free agency, especially Deion Jones. I agree. Both of those guys are, you know, former Pro Bowlers, you know, coming off of a couple years away. But I know Deion Jones. I mean, he's athletic, fast. You know, he can cover. You know, I think he just needs to be in the right system. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. That'd be good. That'd be good. So what else we got here? Who else we got in here? So my boy Port. I want to see our backup running backs in case JJ doesn't play. We need to see what we got in the young guys as a plan B, or we may have to sign a Cook or Fournette depending on how negotiations go with JJ. Yeah, I mean the backup running back position. I mean, honestly, I hope Zeus is a guy. You know, I hope Zamir White is going to be the one that's going to be able to kind of step up. But yeah, I know we'll talk about. In fact, we can talk about JJ now. Let's talk about JJ. So, you know, there was a report that, you know, he didn't sign, you know, a $12 million deal for 1 year. Do you guys think we should start looking at free agents, or are you guys okay with who we got in house?
I'm okay with the people we got right now, Big Daddy. As far as Cook, I think Cook is going to be a Dolphin or a Jet within the next week. I think that's going to happen quick.
Me too.
Or Bills. He's looking at the Bills too, isn't he?
Yeah, but I definitely think it's going to be, especially with Mr. Rogers clearing up, taking a cut and pay to open up. You know, they're trying to make an NFL dream team and one and done before this young man leaves because he's up there, Rogers. So I definitely, if I had to bet, I bet, you know, not 100, but I probably bet 20 he's going to be a Jet pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the point I wanted to make was with JJ8, you know, you don't know if it's true they offered him 12 and whatever. But I rather, and that it's he said, she said, the Raiders said, Ziegler said, we don't know. But I say this, we're about to see McCormick, we're about to see White, Zeus in preseason to see how they look. And to me, we got firepower with all the weapons on the outside and, of course, that offensive line. But now's not the time to press the panic button. And then one thing, too, I wanted to say, they've been pretty shrewd at the end of August. If somebody prominent gets cut, whether it's a running back, they can get on the cheapie, even though I think they're going to go with these kids, or a defensive or a linebacker that we were talking about on the last segment. I think they might do that. But I really, really believe that in his back pocket, McDaniel says, hey, man, I had running back committee where I came from, and I'll do it here again.
Right. No, I agree. I know a lot of people are really big on the that running back by committee. Jack Hanna, I don't get, if the Josh Jacobs contract was close, why not pay him? Cut Bolden, gives extra $2 or $3 million a year, pay your best players. Yeah, I've said that quite a few times. You know, just knowing that Brandon Bolden gets, you know, $2.2 million. And if we're anywhere close to that number, you know, being the difference of the JJ contract, that's a gut punch for me. But, you know, that's I'm not going to beat that dead horse. Port, he said, Jack, they offered JJ $12 million for 1 year, which is more than fair when the tag is 10, or rated third highest cap. Yep. So I know, and Port's he's a big running back by committee guy. So I know that he's definitely big on that. Spicy or Leo, whoever that is right there, is it says Zeus looked good today, so they both were at the camp, so they were able to take a look at those guys. And honestly, the videos that I saw, I mean, he does look he does look the part. He's a good size back. He has speed, he has some explosion. I question his vision, but we'll see.
Does he bang though? Does he bang like Zeus did? Like JJ did? Does he bang?
That's a difference, man. That's a difference. But I mean, but the thing is, Zeus runs hard. I mean, if you really watch him in Georgia, I mean, he runs hard. He's not no slouch. I just again, I mean, I hope he proves me wrong, because I want him to do well, because this is a perfect example why I say protect the shield, where I put the shield before any player. Of course, I want JJ, but at the end of the day, if he is not going to be on our squad, then it is what it is. I want Zeus to do well, but I don't know, man. I just hope whatever happens, it gotta work out. That's for sure.
Zeus reminds me of a young poor man's Leonard Fournette.
Who?
He reminds me of a young Leonard Ford, not a Leonard, kind of Leonard Fournette, the way he runs, man. He runs hard, but the hole's got to be open, where JJ looks for this hole and he does this.
Yeah, that vision, man.
Cool. Yeah.
Fournette's a big boy, though.
Yeah. But I'll say this, Daddy. My prediction that I think the Raiders are going to sprinkle poquito más dinero at number 8, and I think Jacobs is going to say, man, they're going to give me 12.5 for 1 year. I'll go ahead and take it, but I'm going to show up the last week before the Denver game to kind of get in tune with that offensive line, blah, 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 in practice, or show up after the second preseason game, because we're going to scrimmage against the Rams second, 49ers first. So there'll be no contact against the Cowboys. Go in there, get that 12.5, and then work out with the guys. Because if he shows up, and I expect him to be on the sideline for the Bronco game, he's not going to be the bell cow for that game. He's going to be sharing carries, Daddy.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think no matter what, he's going to share carries, because when I say I want Jacobs back, I don't want him back in the capacity of running, having all those touches as last year, because he's never had that many touches. Like people act like he's like Derrick Henry, who's like leading in touches every year, which is not the case. Last year he did, because he was playing on a contract year. He had something to prove, and he proved it. But I've always said I like what the Browns were doing with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Some balance in between them two. So if Zeus wants to step up, but I just don't believe that Zeus and Sincere McCormick and Britton Brown, I just don't believe those are going to be the ones that can really make that committee go. I'm all for running back by committee, but you need to have a dog, especially when you have Jimmy G as a quarterback. Now, if we had Brady, and that's not a shot to that's not a shot to Jimmy G. It's just he's not that guy that's going to go pass for 400 yards, consistently. He's not going to put the team on his back and be in a shootout. He needs, that play action where that defense really thinks he could be handing the ball off, and he can catch Michael Mayer, in the seam and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for. But I don't want to run JJ into the ground. I don't,
I got a question for the panel. You ready, Daddy?
Yeah.
What's up?
Imagine if JJ got paid. By a show of hands, how many people think, let's say he got paid and there was no dispute. By a show of hands, how many people actually think this year he would lead the whole league in rushing all over it?
That he would lead it?
Yeah.
I don't think this year he wouldn't.
No, I probably wouldn't.
Because they'll be waiting for him. They'll be waiting for him this year.
To me, it's not. I don't even think it's waiting for him because I mean, you got to stop him to stop him. But I just think that ideally, you don't want your star running back to get all those carries, but still, he's still going to be the main guy, and he's going to be the guy that's going to strike fear in other teams. But I get your point because you're saying that we're going to pay him all this money and not get the same production.
Right. And you know what? I'm not no financial guru, but as the years go, one day we're going to have a $70 million a year quarterback because it keeps going up. But that position he plays, running back, will never be 15 million again, or 16 or 17. McCaffrey, Henry.
I agree with you. He's right.
These guys are going to keep doing that over and over again. They're going to play the left tackles. They're going to play the defensive end, the D tackles. They're going to play the shutdown corner and the QB. But the sideline linebacker, even he's not going to get paid big money like the old days. That position and running back is going to be
They're dying.
At the bottom of financial scale. To me, the only hope they got is the next time they have a CBA, if not so much the running backs, but all these brothers that get drafted, instead of being tied up for 5 years, they can become a free agent. Yeah. In 3 years, A or B, say, okay, you can't franchise us more than 1 year.
Yeah.
Now I can see that happening. The franchise, I can see that happening.
The owners are slick. They'll franchise you until you're blue in the face, man.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And honestly, and I think that's why, I know me and a couple guys, we kind of debate that whole thing with JJ. Everybody says that he doesn't have any leverage, because of the franchise, because they can continue to do it. But I really think that he has more leverage than what people give him, because he could be petty. I really think he could be petty. He can sign that. He could sign that tenure. Once he signs that tenure, he's guaranteed that money. Then he can be. Because a lot of people they said Waller did the same thing. They said he was exaggerating an injury, and he was sitting on the sideline with a ball cap on. And a lot of times there's certain injuries that it's hard to tell if it's real or not. And the hamstring is one of them. And again, I don't want to say that JJ's like that, but I really believe that if you disrespect somebody and the guy no longer feels loyal to the Raiders, then he's going to think about just strictly business. And he's like, okay, I'm going to make sure I stay healthy for next year when I'm a free agent. Because if he does do that, the Raiders aren't going to franchise tag him again. They're not going to do it twice in a row, because next year they would have to guarantee him $12 million next year. So they're not going to just do that. So he has more. I mean, and then he'll only be 26. So it's not like he's old. So he's still 26 in his prime. Didn't have any wear and tear from this year. He still has more leverage than people think.
I was gonna say, at the end of the day, I know that Jacobs did what he did last season, but I think now we have a few other guys that can actually, they're not JJ, of course, but we're a team. It can't be just one player like we always try to praise. And I mean, I love our players. I mean, come on, I get the whole situation, but they have to be able to play as a team. Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to, make their money, make their extra bonuses, whatnot, but at the end of the day, I think we do have some new young guys that will also contribute in what we need to do to be able to get where we need to get. I mean, you get to those wins, and I think should have probably signed, but I get he wanted more money. I mean, that business part, I know it's a lot, but you have to give it a chance. We have to give them all a chance, and at the end of the day, we will know first game of the season, who steps up basically. So
I agree with you.
I don't know. It's just me.
And plus I think, and I don't think it's about money all the way. I think it's just, he wants that commitment from the Raiders. And again, I don't know how many years he wants. I don't know if it's 3 years. Like in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, 3 years could be a sweet spot, but maybe he wants 5. And even me
Right.
being a JJ fan, I can't give him 5. I can't.
Yeah.
You know,
See?
like to me, 3 is good, but that may not be good enough for him. I don't know. You know, again, I can't tell another man how much money is good enough for him. You know, that's just everyone has their own value, but you're only you know, your value is only worth what you can negotiate for yourself. So at the end of the day.
That's true.
Daddy, real quick, you know, if I met young man and he sat down on my couch and we had a good talk, I would say to him and his agent, you know what? I agree with you guys 1,000,000% that they are shortchanging the position you play running back in the NFL. And you guys right now have principle, you have pride.
Right.
It's not fair. You got all these things in your head. But you go ahead and take this 10.1 million. And you watch Bronny James have a heart attack, cardiac arrest, but he's back with us. If the same thing happens to you, JJ, and you don't make it, your dad can put in his retirement papers. Look how you lived in a car. Take that sure thing of 10.1. I don't care if you take it. I mean, take it immediately. You know,
Right.
I think you're worth 15. Yes. But you know what? They're not going to give it to you because that's the politics of the NFL.
Right
Take
now.
this sure thing and go be a mentor to Zeus, Britton Brown, McCormick, and all those guys. Take the sure thing, man, because what's happening, he's listening to his agent. He's listening maybe to his dad and maybe a mentor. But, man, that money's right there. If he takes the money and on the first practice blows out his knee and he never plays again, he'll still have that dinero the rest of his life. At some point, you got to put common sense and take the sure thing, bro.
Facts.
That's it. I mean, that's definitely a good take. It's definitely a good take. I can see, you know, I can see that. I can see that. I just, again, I think it's just that, and again, it might be pride. You know, a lot of times we get caught up in pride and, but a man that feels disrespected, man, that's tough to overcome, you know, because again, you know, and I know we keep talking about this, but you know, I think a lot of times it's like, you know, when he didn't get the 5th-year option, I guarantee like the conversation was like, hey, you know, we're not going to do the 5th-year option, you know, but you know, this is the kind of a prove it year for you. You go out here and ball, we're going to take care of you. I guarantee that's kind of what the conversation was like.
And that's what you figure you're gonna get. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so honestly, I think that's what it was. Like, hey, go out here and play. You know, it's his you know, it's a prove it year. You go out and ball, we'll take care of you. And he's like, okay, not only am I going to ball, I'm going to be the best running back in the league this year. And it is like now they're coming back in a way like, well, you know, prove it again. And it's like at that point, you know, guys start losing credibility when they switch up. And again, I don't know those conversations. You know, maybe that didn't happen because again, we don't know, but I don't know. That's in my mind, that's kind of how I feel it could have went.
Daddy, ready for this power move?
Yeah.
I would tell Big Daddy, JJ8, fire your agent right now. Lay low for about a week. And right when you play the Cowboys, sign on the dotted line or sign Monday. You don't have to pay that 3% agent's fee and put that in your pocket.
There you go. You save some money. You save that 3%.
That's funny. That's funny. Man. I love that. That was good.
Oh man, no, that's great, man. But hey, guys, so you know, I really appreciate you guys coming through, man. This is pretty much all I had for today. But again, man, you know, I know we usually end off with Big Daddy saying his words of wisdom. But before we go there, Bobo, where can everybody find you?
I'm on Facebook, Bozilla, Stephen Bobo or Stephen Bobo on Facebook. I also have a page for Stephen Bozilla, RaiderZilla on Facebook. Also, you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on I'm on all the social medias, Twitter. I'm on every place. So come look me up, guys. You can find my shirts on there. I'll let you know who the guy who does. I can't think of his name offhand right now. Who does my shirt? But he's a great guy. You guys need to find him. He's great. He does all the artwork. I got a girl who did the printing. I'll be posting her up there later so you guys can get your shirt made. I'm really looking for you guys. Thanks, man.
Nice. So I know you're kind of working towards trying to be like a official super fan, right? Is that kind of like the goal, or
Yes.
is that still the goal, or no?
Yeah, that's still the goal, man. I got my mask and everything, man. I got everything, so I'm getting ready.
Nice, sweet. Queen V, where can everybody find you? I know everybody know you by now, but where can they find you?
Facebook, my name Veronica Robis. It still says Queen V Raider on there. IG, same thing. TikTok, same thing. I think pretty much everybody knows me. Yeah.
For sure. And I know I always tell you, I really appreciate all the support that you give for the page. You're definitely, I really appreciate that. You really help, big part of my movement. Big Daddy, where can they find you, man? And I know, one thing that I love about you, you do your words of wisdom, your Wednesday words of wisdom. You have a beautiful platform where you do that on Facebook. But where can they find you and take a look at what you got going on?
Daddy, I'm all over Facebook, and that's my main place that I do my thing. And just like mi señorita, Queen B, I'm about encouraging, inspiring, and motivating. And that means that's my service that I'm supposed to do. And, I get a chance to meet so many people. Like today, Mr. Stephen Bobo, he reminded me so much of a good friend of mine, Louis Soto, that just went to heaven about a month ago. When I saw Mr. Bobo's face on the screen, it took me back in time because Louis was a great friend of mine. So much props to you, Mr. Bobo, and of course with the young lady. She always the passion. It's much appreciated. But I'm all over the place. People, I see people when I go to all these games and what have you, and I'm always saying hi and all that. And people bring their passion. I return it, and that's what Raider Nation is all about, Daddy.
Absolutely. I always appreciate your long-term friendship, man. Definitely. Well, guys, I know you guys know where to catch me, but again, as I always say, guys, players and coaches, they come and go, but we must always protect the shield. You guys be safe. Have a great weekend. Show that shield off, Queen V. Bobo, Big Daddy, Queen V. I love you guys. You guys be safe. Shield squad, what's up? You guys be safe. Have a good weekend.
You too, brother.